like summer on a rainy day, like there's nothing left in my way. So if I ever lose my mind, I'll be fine, 'cause you're my silver lining. And if my world comes crashing down, I'll be fine, 'cause you're my
Hi friends, it's Angela here and welcome to Create, Heal, Shine. I can't wait to share with you today's topic because it hits home very deeply, and it's all about how to navigate tough life challenges. So I'm also going to take you behind the scenes to share something really exciting with you. Are you ready? It's pretty messy, but this is my office. There is my workstation and my other workstation and stuff all over the floor. It's pretty messy, but that is what it takes sometimes to create something. So I have been busy creating something. I'm so excited. I know I said that 10 times. I want to share it with you soon. But first, I just want to talk about when life throws you a curveball, because that has to do with what I'm working on. So maybe you've been struggling with something rather deep, or something has happened. Maybe, you're dealing with a diagnosis like I was. Maybe you're dealing with a relationship breakdown. Maybe you're dealing with post-addiction or addiction issues, some sort of major life challenge. Maybe it's even a giant custody battle that can be so terrible. But whatever that is for you, I want to tell you that I am here for you. I'm here for all the stuff. And I know how difficult it can be because I'm still in the process of it. And I just wanted to share a little bit about my journey and what has helped me navigate through the tough waters when life throws you a giant curveball out of nowhere. So one of the first things that I did was to let's start at the beginning. The very first thing is to cry and freak out and question everything. Question every single thing in your life. Question if it's your fault. Question what did I do wrong? Questioning what did I do to deserve this? How did I even get this? Because for me, my diagnosis was typically went undiagnosed so long because it's typical in men over 70. And so for me, I'm 48, and when I was diagnosed, I was 46 and a half, almost 47. And so that shouldn't have happened to me. It shouldn't have been me. And so we go through all of that. And a lot of times it takes months to work through that, sometimes years. And once we get through that first initial crisis stage, I felt like I maybe moved on to the acknowledging it and accepting phase, except I did not accept. I accepted the truth and the reality of what it was, but I definitely didn't accept the fact that it's terminal and I can't be healed. So I'm still running with that thought, and I don't accept the fact that it's going to be terminal, because right now I'm kind of like a protege for the doctors. So what they tell me for my recovery process. But on the other hand, there is all sorts of different things that come along with it, and places where I have meltdowns and I feel like I'm backtracking or not making any progress. But in the whole big picture, I'm making very good progress. But for you, tell me in the comments, leave me a message and tell me what your biggest struggle is, or what life has thrown you that you're working through. So the disease that I was diagnosed with is called amyloidosis. It's a very rare type of, almost like a cancer. Some doctors and hematologists do call it cancer and other ones don't. But you're on chemotherapy, so I call it cancer. And I've watched a lot of videos from the Mayo Clinic that call it cancer. So what it is it's closest type of cancer that it's related to is bone cancer, because your body creates these mutated cells and they get created in your blood. So anyway, they go on to decide to deposit into your organs, and they cause your organs to harden. And so by the time I was diagnosed, my heart was already rock hard and not functioning, and I was in the end stages of heart failure because I was not getting the help that I needed. Maybe because it is so rare and my symptoms were so strange and weird. If you want to see a video on that one, I have done one before on my symptoms because they were crazy, in the playlist of, on my other channel, on my personal channel, Buckridge Homestead, I have a transplant and amyloidosis playlist. But for right now, I just want to help you kind of navigate the waters of what you're dealing. Oh, dog started barking. The Amazon guy was here. Anyway, there's so much grief and shame attached to your unexpected life challenge too. And I know for me, I had so much grief around thinking that because I technically was given only a couple months to live. And so there was a lot of grief and lost feelings about time without my children, about missing out on my grandchildren, about missing out on weddings and events and things in my children's life, not being there for my parents when they age. Also things that you don't think of, like grief of time lost. Thinking that all the things that you could have done when you're sick or something's going on for years, you're a lot of time incapacitated and you can't do all the things that you wanted to do, especially with a health crisis or an addiction crisis. You know, there's so much time lost, and you're also grief over thinking of the time lost you potentially could have, and time lost without being able to spend it with your partner and your loved ones and your children or whoever that is. And even shame around what's happening, why it's happening. Did you cause this? Did I do this to myself? Why me? Shame around also people not understanding what you're going through and expecting you to be normal or do normal things, or just forget that things even happened when you start recovering slightly, or not, maybe having stigma attached to this person. I mean, when somebody tries to go back to work, even, there's so much stigma attached to what went on in your life. And it's really difficult. It's a difficult process to go through. It's very hard. And so why I'm so excited to share this thing with you that I'm working on is because it's all focused on supporting other women going through the same thing. And I am working on creating a membership community for people that have suffering through or have suffered, or have maybe it's somebody that they know, but they need support. And I'm creating a group for that. And I can't wait to invite you to come in. So there's going to be so many resources, and it's going to have exclusive content, videos, events, workshops, courses, all sorts of things just for you that nobody else will have access to. So I'm super excited about it. I can't wait to share it with you. So that's what I'm working on. So what I had to do to get through all of this and to be where I am now, which in turn is ending up having to have a heart transplant because of it, and continuing on indefinite chemotherapy. So that's monthly. So I just thought of this because I was there today getting chemo, and I did something really funny yesterday that I call because of chemo brain. And I had this, I'm focused on what's coming. I'm going to have this, I'm going to get this thing, and I'm going to feel a certain way. And so sometimes I get foggy. I call it my chemo brain. But I really, really think that in order to get to this place where I am now, I had to really tap deep into that inner well, into my inner self. I had to get realigned with who I truly am. And having a breaking point or something happen in your life has a really clear way of helping you guide you to who you really are and what you truly value in life and what you truly want from life. And not all of us have the luxury of just, dropping everything when you're told you have a terminal illness and going and living life and flying around the world and doing all this stuff. A lot of people are too sick to be able to do that. A lot of people don't have the finances to do that or the capabilities to do that or to do whatever their dream is. But slowly and surely, I want to help and support you to be whoever you want to be, who you truly are, and find yourself and really think about what you truly want from life and how you're going to create a plan to get there. And that is what the membership community is also going to do, is to help fill and navigate that gap and also support you through everything, through personal development, through self-care, through personal empowerment, to help you build your inner confidence and strength, and so much more. It's going to be so awesome. I'm really excited. Can you tell? What I want you to do now is to stop beating yourself. I want you to stop beating yourself up. I want you to start loving yourself and treating yourself as the person that you deserve to be treated, which is amazing because there's only one of you. And sometimes we think that, this is a trial run. No, this isn't a trial run. This is our one life. This is all we get. We got one chance at life. This isn't a warm-up round, people. This is it. This is it. So if I can say anything to you is, this is it. So let's go. Let's work towards what we truly want and what our big visions and dreams and goals really are, because that's what it's all about. The other thing I did was I shed a lot of old beliefs about myself. I started getting rid of all the things that I thought about myself, all the negative patterns that I had created. I started thinking of the behaviors that I was in that I wanted to change. I started creating routines. I started planning, even when I was too scared to plan for so long, because I didn't think, well, maybe I shouldn't put this as a focus, because what if I don't have that long and I'm worrying about little things? And that's all part of it too, is it's very difficult to plan when you don't know what's happening to you. There is so much value in connection, and there's so many things I could talk about, from, creating boundaries, new boundaries, promise, hope for the future. There's just so many places I could go with this. But in the end, I think it's all about embracing yourself the way that you are, embracing imperfection, and focusing on the future, focusing on hope, embracing everything that you do have. That's so crucial. So I can't wait to see the best version of you. The other thing that is so critical during this time is having a support network, because you don't realize how amazing being connected is. When you're not thinking clearly, or you're on medication, or you're going through so much trauma that you have all this brain fog, you're actually not able to think clearly like you normally would. And maybe you're not thinking of ideas that other people might bring to the table for you that you really need and that you need help with, but you were struggling to you can't even grasp it because you can't think that clear. It's interesting how just a few thoughts and a change of perspective can change your life, change your outlook, change everything. So my hope is for you to let you know that there is support and there is compassion, and that's what you need to do for yourself. Support yourself, be compassionate to yourself, give yourself some grace, stop beating yourself up. Stop questioning everything and just start living in the moment. I turned the camera because being outside was one of the major other things. I'm already a major outdoor enthusiast person who loved to do activities like kayaking and biking and hiking and walking and all sorts of things, anything outside I loved. But getting out there more, grounding myself. I remember one day I went out and I sat underneath a tree with my back up to a tree and my bottom kind of on the ground with my legs straight out. And I felt so grounded into the earth, and I could close my eyes and really think straight. And my animals were out there, because animals also help support you and give you love, unconditional love, of course. And so they can be really helpful too. But it's your own journey and your own process. And I just want to share with you to give yourself some space for the grief and all the shame and all of the judgments that you've put on yourself, and allow them to be there and listen to them without taking it in. Acknowledge what you're thinking, and then don't accept all the judgments and all the grief and all that. Just decide that you're more powerful than that. Decide that you can do anything you truly want to do in life. And none of us know how long we have. So that's my message to you today. And I love you all, and I'll keep you posted when the membership opens, because I can't wait to see you there. It's going to be so powerful. So get ready for your next level you. Bye. So the most important part that I feel that this will be for you is knowing you're not alone. This is a place of hope and optimism, a place for personal growth, for you to have an emotional toolkit at your fingertips so that you can have compassion for yourself and see yourself going through your own personal growth phase. It's also somewhere where I'm hoping that I and you can show you how I found meaning and purpose, and you can find your own meaning and purpose too. So I invite you to join